Are you or someone you know a poor unfortunate soul in the Crossout universe? You got no gold coins and you don't want to throw real cash at Crossout quite yet. Well, this episode is to help you out, or if you are spending money in Crossout, give you a couple extra tips and tricks you can do with things that are kind of overlooked on the marketplace to give you a competitive advantage. But that's not all. We're also going to be talking about the recent patches 0.6.0 and 0.7.0, which added a whole bunch of new stuff to the game. We have, for instance, a brand new in-game chat. You can just hold down Y now on your keyboard as long as you enable it and talk to your other teammates, which I actually haven't seen a lot of people doing yet, but every once in a while I'll run into somebody. Got brand new cosmetics. We had a lot of the rare weapons get increased in structure and even some nerfs here and there. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. We'll get to it right after this. Welcome back, gamers of all variety, to some more Crossout. We're back out here on the Wasteland, and this is my brand new Iguana War Totem, I call it. It is a machine gun, minigun, and a missile launcher drone all compacted into one little unit with lots of armor plating and some of the things I'll tell you about in a little while that can help you too get some more wins just by getting the right things off the market that can help you that a lot of people don't even know are out there. So let's go over the patch notes real quick. We're going to start with 0.6.0, which came out last week. We got a bunch of updates, including stuff for raids, which have changed. So no longer can you be in a raid and use stealth anymore in a heist mission. That's been disabled. And when you're playing escort missions now, you have to stay close to the main truck. I'm not showing you that here, but anytime that you're in raids, keep that in mind. There's some changes, so if your team runs off, the escort's going to go real slow. Tracks got a nice little boost. Now we can reverse as fast as we go forward with tracks, where before tracks were super duper slow going backwards. They added a bunch of new cosmetics, as I mentioned earlier, but not only that, but they added new like texture cosmetic packs. I saw a dragon cannon, a machine gun that looked like a shark, or had a shark painted on it, and a bunch of other cool stuff. I haven't seen them all yet because I haven't really looked in the market that intensely over the packs, but you can craft your own pack by going to the engineers and going to the legendary menu. You'll see two new things. One of them is for paint, and the other one is for like a cosmetic rework, which is really cool. So you can change your structural parts now to be a little bit more dynamic, which I think is pretty nice. Because the game has been growing so much, they've also added a Qui wait time. If you don't get in, you can at least see how long it's going to take to get into the game. But they are improving the servers, so hopefully that will not be a thing in the future. But I have run into that myself. Also in the trade system, they now have it where you can add and subtract items with the plus and minus key, which is cool. And then one of the biggest changes that I like is that we have voice chat now by holding and pressing T, which eliminates the need for other chat services. You just got to go into the menu and click the little button to activate it. They improved the sounds here and there too, and added a couple of performance upgrades. And then they've also been reworking some of the map textures and making everything a little bit more pretty too. So that is most of the important stuff in patch 0.6.0. Let's talk about 0.7.0. We got our victory there again. Nice. Hey, check it out. It's Taco. He's another Crossout YouTuber who is pretty talented. So in today's patch, we got some weapon rebalancing. One of the things they did is they made the Spectres about 15% less effective. However, this wasn't in the notes. The equalizers are about twice as powerful now, according to the chart on them. So I went 2 equalizers on this build, which I call Chupacabra Boss, and it's a lot of fun to play. I put 2 of the machine gun drones in this, as I don't know if you noticed earlier, but the missile drones have a bug where they'll strip your own weapons out if they hit one of your weapons directly. See if we can use this guy as a body shield here as we finish him off. And hopefully Taco will get some hits on these guys. I got somebody on my back. One of the pieces of advice is Taco gave on one of his videos is to add these little knives like you see on the front of my vehicle onto the front. And I also did it on the back of my vehicle, so if somebody tries to ram me, they go up over top of my back instead of me getting lifted up. So that worked out pretty nicely there. I still got a couple of my drones, but I better get out of here. And I almost got hit by those missiles too before these guys take me. So let me back off a little bit, let some of my other troops come in here and help with these guys. So also in patch 0.7.0, the rapier increased its burst length. It goes from now 11 shots to 14, and the cooldown has also been reduced to 2.7 seconds. Developers mentioned the howitzer wasn't really being used enough, so they added a napalm after effect to anywhere that it's shelled. So the idea is that it has an area of denial, and you can keep people from charging through at your team. I would say the howitzer is still probably a little underpowered because you just can't shell anything near you. So this guy's pretty much helpless against me unless he's got a secondary weapon. We've got another new item this patch, the rare fuel barrel, which carries 10 fuel per win instead of just 5 on the regular ones. So definitely check that out. You can get it in the market already. The best way to describe this next one is they added emotes to the game where you can get some information out by pressing a quick key. You can say attack, great, regroup here, need help, defend here, or watch out, basically by hitting the right key. So here is the driver menu that we got back in 0.6.0. Drivers basically work as a buff, and so you just choose your favorite weapon type and choose the driver that gives you the best bonuses to those weapon types. My favorite right now is Perseus, as the minigun and machine gun has helped out a lot. It also improves some of your drone stuff, and I was actually able to buy this upgrade here. I noticed a little bug here, though. Those numbers are definitely not correct when it comes to how much resources are used to unlock it. But this clip is also from yesterday, so they might have already fixed that. Anyway, let's check out my brand new Leviathan. I finally got to level 17, and so I put together the Badlands War Float to go out and fetch my copper. It was actually doing pretty good all the way through last week, but up until the last couple days, it started to lose more than win, so I had to make some upgrades to it. One of the things I noticed is that most people attack you from the back, so I went ahead and added the 88mm cannons onto the back of it now, and the Spectre machine gun, and also increased your armor a lot too by adding on some of the parts I earned from leveling up. And just adding the extra cannons on also increased my armor rating overall. If you hover over your structure, you can see your true structure down on the bottom of how much hit points you actually got. So keep that in mind when you're checking out your vehicles. It's not the regular structure number. It is the structure number when you hover over it that really counts. So as you see here, this is not my Roland account. I was able to get a press account through Crossout. So the gamer guide name is now alive and well in Crossout, and what I did with this press account is try out some of the weapons I haven't really had a chance to run through, and I fell in love with the grenade launchers. This thing's is awesome. Of course, I'm also using a couple of the epic coolers in this build out, and this is basically a gold box with wheels on it, using the large wheels, of course. But I did build some better looking stuff too on the account. I'm just playing the gold box right now to try to get the kills, basically. On these press accounts, you can't use the market feature, so it is kind of limiting on what I'm able to build, but fortunately I got for pretty much everything up to the epic level, so I can try out some different missile launcher combos and stuff like that, which has been pretty cool. So I was mentioning earlier in the episode I was going to give you guys a couple of tips to kind of help you out. Something simple you can do to improve your armor rating and make you tougher. Basically, go to the market and look under cosmetics. There's a couple of parts in there that increase your structure, and the one that's the absolute best is the manhole cover. But there's a number of other structural parts too that are useful, and a lot of people don't know you can go on there and pick up cosmetic parts to add to your reputation and also add to your armor factor. The manhole cover has like 34 structure points and only 14 mass, which is just incredible compared to a lot of the other parts. And seeing as you can buy them for just a couple of bucks, if you go on the market and pick that up, it will help you out a lot more probably than buying some of the big expensive weapons. I find a lot of the rare weapons are perfectly good. So go to the market and pick some up. They're really cheap, and you won't regret it. It'll be a good way to give yourself an advantage and try to cake as many on as you can. Of course, here on my press account, I'm not able to use the market, so I'm only able to access like 4 of them in total. But on the build you saw me play in, that Chupacabra with Intaco earlier in the video, that thing had 9 of the manhole covers, and that helped get my total hit points up over 4,000 on a little Fury cabin. Now usually I'm just using the Fury cabin to mount weapons on top, or trying to go faster, like trying to get into the Growler cabin, because the advantage really is having high speed and having high hit points at the same time, which is hard to do. So that's really where you're going to get the biggest advantage, though I guess you could probably put a bunch of them on a tank too, and just increase your hit points a lot. I did build some other versions of the vehicle too. I think I have like 4 total. including one with grenade launchers. Haven't really tried out the melee weapons or cannons yet on the build, but it might work. And speaking of weapons, instead of going with the missile launcher drone, I'd recommend going with the machine gun drone too if you're picking weapons out, as the missile launcher drone, again, can strip your own weapons out, and I think it's a bug, but the machine gun drones don't do that, and I find 2 of them are pretty darn effective. One of my new builds that's similar to this one that has 2 of the grenade launchers on it, 2 of the better radiators, and an ammo box is been doing really good for me, and also uses a lot of the manhole covers. That build is called the Eagle Warrior. If you want to check it out, I'll go ahead and put it up on the shop if you want to download the blueprint and try it out for yourself. Little advantage if you're checking out my video. One of the things it also has is a light engine that doesn't use any energy, but it does get me up to top speed and very, very good acceleration. Oh crap, I'm the last guy on the team, but if I can just get 1 point, I will get it. Oh shit! Oh man, I just barely got it. Nice. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me this episode. If you have not already, please like this video and leave a comment down below too. Let me know what you guys have been using as your favorite weapon in Crossout, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Later.